Hi, everyone. My name is Mel Robertson, and I would like to welcome you to the Dare to Dream Bigger Summit, where you're going to learn how to harness the power of creation, get clear about your desires, and bring your biggest dream into reality. I have an amazing expert in store for you today, and her name is Moira Shepard. And I chose her because she's had it up to here with self-help, affirmations, and positive thinking, and wants to help you receive the life of your dreams. Moira Shepard is a transformational teacher who activates higher consciousness in telesummits, blogs, articles, radio shows, workshops, and private sessions with clients from Plymouth to Perth, and is the author of the forthcoming book, Top 10 Ways to Be a Love and Money Magnet. Welcome, Moira.
Thank you so much, Mel. And it's such an honor and a delight to be here with you and our beautiful audience.
Oh, thank you so much. So before we get started, is there anything else about your background that you might like to share with our audience so they can get to know you better in your own words?
A couple of elements that I'd like to touch on very quickly. One is that I grew up in an extremely dysfunctional household. Yeah, I know, take a number. Who didn't? But the great thing about that is I've been able to overcome and transcend that with the work that I've learned to do on myself and others. And it is my hope and prayer, my heartfelt intention to support you in getting past whatever has hurt you or damaged you or grieved you in the past, so you can let that just gently recede into the back of your life, what happened before, so you can be fully present, which is the moment of power, and so that you can start walking in the direction of those big dreams Mel is helping you to develop and move toward.
Oh, thank you. That sounds so wonderful. Now, in this interview series so far, we've delivered a lot of great content on getting clear about your desires and bringing your biggest dream into reality. But there's a really important piece about bringing your dreams into reality that most people, I think, don't realize, and that is being able to receive what we're asking for. Why is receiving one of the key pieces to bringing your biggest dream into reality?
Receiving is such a huge element of bringing what you want into reality, because when you're putting out a strong desire and taking strong action while feeling hesitant about reaping the fruits of your labors, when you've got a big desire and an equally big belief that you can't have what you desire, it's really kind of like going with one foot on the brake and one foot on the gas. I know that's a very tired metaphor, but it resonates with a lot of people. So it's kind of like in sales training, they talk about how the confused mind says no. And the confused universe says no too. When part of you is saying, I really want this, and part of you is saying, I know I can't have it. So we need to get past that inner conflict that keeps us from being able to actually have what we want.
And for our viewers who are kind of scientific, another way to look at that is it's like a positive and a negative. They cancel each other out. If you're trying to create something and then you have the resistance, they cancel each other out. So just another way to look at it.
Absolutely. Great way to put it for all the left brain people among us.
Why is it so hard for us to receive?
Mostly it's because we feel unworthy, or we have been taught to feel unworthy. The way so many children have been raised, be seen and not heard, I'll talk to you later, daddy's busy, don't bother him now, mommy's busy, go and play. It's like you grow up constantly negated. Your needs come after the needs of others. What you want is not as important as what mommy or daddy wants. Your very being is set aside, sent outside, go play with the computer, whatever you get said. So you're constantly dismissed and disrespected. Well, the hazard of that is that your developing mind is in a constant state of the theta brainwave. The theta brainwave is the brainwave that you're in when you're asleep and dreaming. It's when your mind is most receptive. It's like a little sponge. And children from the ages of infancy to 7 live in theta all the time. So they absorb whatever is around them. So if they look at their mommy and daddies who say, you're not as important as I am, or, your needs come later, you can have your pizza at such and such a time, it becomes habitual. You think, oh, I'm not as important.
Right.
Mommy and daddy are my parents, and they love me. They're supposed to love me. So if they don't think I'm important, it must be true.
Right.
The damage that does at so many levels, because your soul, which is strong and eternal, and even as a baby, you've got a strong eternal soul, hears this lie told to itself over and over again: I don't matter. I'm not important. I'm not as important as other people. My needs are not as important as the needs of other people. And we take that in, and that becomes our idea of reality. We think that's how the world is. But as the Talmud tells us, we don't see the world as it is. We see the world as we are. So when we see the world as a place that withholds love, a place that withholds money, as a place that withholds approval, then that is the kind of experience we attract. And that is the only kind of experience we can perceive when it comes to us, because your brain hates to be wrong. So it's going to filter out all the contrary evidence that, yes, it is an abundant world. Yes, your mommy and daddy may or may not have been able to love you, but there are plenty of people who can. So it's really about becoming aware that you can create a new normal for yourself at any time. Coming to realize that your needs are as important as anyone else's, not more, not less, as important as anyone else. But because we're taught, I can't have this, it's wrong for me to want that, when someone offers us something so simple as a compliment, we turn it away. Oh no, that makes me feel good. We can't have that. I'm not supposed to feel good. That's not right. Or if someone says, thank you, that was really great that you did that. And you say, just doing my job, or no problem, or, oh, no, thank you. You're deflecting. You're deflecting appreciation, which is another word for the frequency of love, another word for the frequency of money. They are all energy. They are all energies of appreciation. So when you turn away a little appreciation, the universe thinks, well, you must not want that. So the other forms of appreciation, like big love, big money, big fulfillment in a career, just go right by you, because you're saying, no, not for little me. And the universe isn't going to just take you by the hand and give you a good talking to and say, now, honey, you know you deserve better than that. I mean, it would be nice if it did, but it doesn't. So the universe loves you. God loves you so much that it stands back and lets you figure it out for yourself. It allows you the dignity of taking responsibility for your own life. It allows you the dignity of taking responsibility for your own experiences. It allows you the dignity of deciding at any moment, even right now, that it's time for things to change.
Absolutely.
Because if you're like most women, you've been trained to give, you've been trained to put your needs last, and by you've gotten to the age that you are, you're probably darn sick and tired of it. You're probably even feeling a little resentful. When is it going to be my turn to get what I want? When do I get to put my dreams first? Well, nobody's going to do that. Just as the universe is going to say, will never say to you, now, honey, I know you deserve all the good that you want and more. Nobody is going to come to you and say, now, honey, you've been turning away your good for a long time. I've noticed how you never take in my compliments. When I offer you to help you with the groceries, you say, no, I can do it myself. When you get sick, you don't want anybody to take care of you. Well, it's time for you to realize it's your turn. Well, I'm that friend today. I'm here to say to you, my dear listener, my dear watcher, viewer, friend, my dear friend, it's your turn now. Today is the day.
Yes, it is. And what is a step that our audience can do right now to really start unraveling all that unworthiness that I know a lot of our audience feels inside?
It's true. It can be a long job unraveling. But I learned how to do the techniques that I did because I don't want to take a long time unraveling. That's so 20th century.
It's so old paradigm.
So what I'm looking at instead for us today is a much more easy and elegant way of approaching the matter of receiving with joy. So I would invite you to just take a deep breath for a moment. And just breathe in light. If you don't know how to do that, just pretend you are. And then breathing light back out again. And another breath in, breathing in light. Breathing it into the base of your heart. If you don't know how to do that, just imagine you're doing it. Breathing it back out again. And breathing in light to the base of your spine. Just imagining all that light flowing to the base of your spine where you want and need and love to have support. And breathe that light back out again. So that the very molecules of the air support you in the light of this love. And now you can ask yourself, how can I fall in love with saying yes to my good? How can I fall in love with accepting the love that is offered to me? How can I fall in love with accepting the money that is offered to me? How can I fall in love with extending service and being compensated rightfully in return? How can I fall in love with myself? How can I fall in love with my life? And I would encourage you as you ask these questions, just kind of, redirect them away from the brain and direct them toward your heart, or direct them toward the universe or the God of your understanding. These questions are going out kind of like a Google search engine. The answers are going to come to you from wherever they are. And because you live in the collective consciousness all the time, because you live in the mind of God all the time, you are going to get rapid results, like 1.67 billion hits in less than 30 seconds. And your body absorbs all that information, all that beautiful, loving information about how to fall in love with yourself, how to fall in love with accepting your good, how to fall in love with all the good God wants you to have. Because God's will is your will. God wants for you what you want for yourself. There's nothing and nobody out there withholding your good and saying, nah, good for everybody but you. It doesn't work that way. There is withholding going on, absolutely. The thing is, it's you that's doing the withholding. You're withholding acceptance, which is another word for resistance or refusal of your good. And it is for you to set aside that withholding. And I'm kind of feeling from several audience members, this isn't the way I grew up, and it's making me kind of nervous. The idea of actually getting what I want. Eek! The idea that I matter as much as other people do. That's not how mommy told me. That's not how daddy told me. So would it be all right to show you how you can still be a member of your family in good standing? How you can still be a good daughter or a good son, a good mother or a good father, even though you understand your needs are as important as anybody else's needs. If that's okay, please say yes out loud now.
Yes.
And whether you're watching this live or later, yes, thank you, Mel, for being the stand-in on this, speaking for our beloved listeners and viewers. But it'll be all right to show you why it's safe for you and safe for others, for you to honor your own needs.
Yes.
Boy, that brings up kind of a deeper issue. Many of you, I'm feeling, have no idea what it feels like to feel safe or secure. You've never felt safe or secure in your life. Maybe you grew up in a family where it was kind of like walking on eggshells all the time. Let's not upset mommy. Let's not upset daddy. So would it be all right to show you, first of all, what it feels like to feel safe?
Yes.
Yes, thank you. And it would be all right to show the primitive part of your brain that holds the fight, flight, freeze response, why it is safe for you to feel safe now.
Yes.
So it can let go of that hypervigilance. Oh, something bad will happen if I say yes to this. Let's show you the truth about that. Let's really flood your primitive brain with the recognition of why it's safe to feel safe and why you are so much safer feeling safe than on high alert.
Yes.
Showing you why that is and how that can be in a way that makes sense to this part of your brain and to all aspects of your brain. I'm seeing the neocortex, the stuff more to the front, right? It's more that gives us such big brains as humans. It's like, well, I don't know about that. Well, that's legitimate. So let's show you how to know about that now.
Please.
Showing you why you're safer, feeling safe then you are on high alert or in hypervigilant mode. Showing you all how that is and why that can be in ways that make sense to you.
Mm.
So it's kind of like you're walking through the jungle and you're feeling safe because you're walking on God's good earth and you're surrounded by God's beautiful trees and God's sunlight is shining down upon you. And you hear the breaking of a twig behind you. Mm. Now, if you're in a state of feeling safe, you're going to take a look around and see, okay, what's behind me? And then you're going to take appropriate action. If you're in hypervigilant mode, snap of the twig, and you're heading off to the hills. Mm-hmm. You don't even know what's running after you. You just know you're scared and you've got to get out of there fast. Well, that may not have been the right thing to do. That may have been your mother coming upon you with a picnic lunch. That might have been your child saying, "Mommy, look at those beautiful trees." And you don't know because you're so caught up in fear, you miss out. You don't take time to look. So it's good to be present to whatever is there without going into the automatic fear response. And this is what the refusal to accept a compliment, the difficulty with accepting a thank you with a simple "you're welcome," the difficulty with accepting an offer of help. I can bring in these groceries myself. Those are external expressions of the inner fear that you are carrying. Something bad will happen if you say yes to appreciation, if you say yes to a compliment, if you say you're welcome to a thank you, if you say yes to an offer. It's like some early part of your brain says, oh, if I accept this help, if I accept this compliment, if I receive this appreciation with all my heart fully open, Mommy will spank. Daddy will be mad. So would it be all right to speak to the heart of your inner child, the one who lived in Theta all those years and believed that everything it saw and heard was true in accordance with the child's limited understanding and experience? So many of us have had a mother or a father who did not appear to love us. They were indifferent or neglectful. They abandoned us or they abused us. And because we're in that Theta brainwave and with the limited experience of a child, we take that information, oh, Mommy doesn't love me, Daddy doesn't like me, and we think, then this must be true of everyone. I must not be likable, otherwise Daddy would like me. I must not be lovable, otherwise Mommy would love me. So we take the example of one or two damaged people and take it as gospel truth across the board about every human on earth. If Mommy didn't like you, nobody can like you. If Daddy didn't love you, nobody can love you. It's logical as far as it goes. If this, then that. It only makes sense. But that shows you, all that shows you is the limit of logic. Yes. So it's important to recognize that however Mommy or Daddy felt about you or didn't feel about you, maybe you didn't even know your Mommy or Daddy, they left you with someone else. And that may have been an act of love. You may have experienced it as abandonment, but they might have sincerely felt that you were better off without them. And that might actually have been true. But all the child is going to say is, Mommy and Daddy went away. They never came back. They must not love me or want me, so I must not be lovable. Nobody will want me. And that's a program that goes so deep because it's so hurtful. And it creates enormous pain in the soul because the soul knows this is never true. This is never true. The world is full of love. Some people just don't know how to show it.
Right, absolutely.
Some people don't know how to feel it. Some people don't know how to express it. Some people are so frightened of losing love, they never open up to love. So this is all that they're doing is self-defense, trying to keep themselves from getting hurt, trying to defend themselves against anticipated pain, all of which means nothing about you. It means nothing about you. It's all about them and their fear.
And I
it's
love
all about. Yes, go ahead.
No, it's okay. And I also was thinking, too, that I just love, part of taking responsibility for our lives and working is also understanding that we actually chose the parents that we came to for the lessons that we needed to learn. those lessons that we got from our parents are really key to our development. So for me, part of taking responsibility was accepting the fact that I actually chose those parents with their limited beliefs and their limited skills that were going to give me the experiences I needed to develop into who I am today.
Yes, absolutely. Sometimes we take away mistaken lessons, but you're right, we absolutely do teach the parents to get the particular lessons. But sometimes we get what I call the false lesson instead of the true lesson. If you find yourself with a parent who is incapable of showing you love, the lesson that you learn might have been, I'm not lovable. And no matter what I do, nobody is going to love me. That's a false lesson. The true lesson is probably more along the lines of, oh, mommy doesn't love me. Well, I never want to live without love again. This is showing me how important love really is. I'm going to go and find love every place. I'm going to find love in here. I'm going to find love in here.
Oh, that's beautiful. I love finding the love inside myself and feeling it inside myself now. It's such a beautiful experience, feeling joyful, feeling happy, and just being able to take responsibility and understand that whenever something's not working out the way that I'm trying to create it or whatever, or I'm meeting resistance, I know that I have to go inward to figure it out because that's the only way that it's going to change. I'm responsible, and I love that. As much as it scares the crap out of me because I have to do the work, it's beautiful.
Well, you're going to be doing work anyway. You might as well do work that takes you to where you want to go. You're going to be doing something. It might as well be what helps you support your bigger dreams. So it's, I hear what you're saying about, I'm responsible, eek. And that's because a lot of people confuse responsibility with blame. It's all my fault.
Right.
And so I would really like to support you and everybody watching in understanding that love and blame and responsibility are so divergent. Blame is all about drama and judgment and condemnation and placing yourself or somebody else in the wrong. Whereas responsibility is saying, oh, I made this mess, I better clean it up.
Yep. I love that you said that because I've actually had the same in my coming to accepting responsibilities, kind of swayed, started beating myself up and getting mad at myself for doing that. I'm like, wait a minute. No, it's just love. And I'm not going to beat myself up about it. I'm aware. Okay. So I'm aware now so it can start to shift because I'm aware.
Yes. Yeah. You did what you did. Welcome to the human race.
Yeah, right. I'm human. Oh, shoot. I'm in a human body still. I'm here for a little while longer. I haven't quite ascended yet.
You will. All in good time. At some point, we're all going to check out of this hotel.
Right? So now, have you found a lot of people that you work with can't feel good about themselves because they haven't gotten to a certain point yet?
Oh my gosh, yes. I work with a lot of people who have low self-esteem, and it can be anything from, I can't feel good about myself until I lose the 25 pounds. I can't feel good about myself until my thighs are thinner. I can't feel good about myself until I've got a really good job. I can't feel good about myself until I've made $1 million. I can't feel good about myself until I've met and married the man. And so this is constantly putting off fulfillment. This is constantly putting off satisfaction. This is constantly putting off giving the approval to yourself. Now, people especially have a spiritual turn of mind can fall into a really subtle ego mind trap around this, which would be, I'm so spiritual, I have too much humility to feel good about myself. I see how far I have to go, and so I can't feel good about myself until I've totally transformed and transcended my life. That's just what God wants me to do. Well, guess again. That is an ego mind trap that's very, very sneaky. And the trap of it is that you're never going to get out of it. It's like you're never going to be able to win the approval of your ego mind. Right. Because ego mind believes that if it approves of you, it will be annihilated.
Exactly.
Not wanting annihilation, survival instinct like everybody else, is going to say, no, you can't feel good about yourself. Yeah, you got a Tony Award, but have you won the Nobel Prize?
Exactly.
You can feel good about you won the Nobel Prize, but do your children love you? There's always going to be something. That's how you know it's an ego trap. So the easiest way and most elegant way to circumvent that trap is, first of all, not to step into it by feeling good about yourself right now. So it'll be all right to show you why to fall in love with yourself as you are right now.
Yes.
Yeah. Showing you how and why to love your body exactly as it is. Oh, I'm feeling so much fear around this, but if I love my body and accept it as it is, I'll never lose those 25 pounds. That is an interesting distortion of pleasant effect. You think that feeling bad about yourself is going to make you look better.
Right.
I ask you, when you look at it like that, it's like, well, this is kind of goofy. I'm trying to build a marble palace out of straw. I'm trying to build a positive body self-image out of negative thoughts and feelings. Okay, how does that work again?
Canceling each other out, positive and negative.
Yeah, exactly. They're positive and the negative. It's like, whoa, I've got nothing here. So it's so much more elegant and easy to simply invite your own approval, showing you how and why to be grateful for yourself right now. That's a great bridge from lack of self-acceptance to acceptance, is to start feeling good about yourself right now by being grateful for yourself, feeling grateful that you are as you are, watching Mel's wonderful summit, doing what you're doing, grateful for having all that you have, feeling grateful for all the money that you've got in the bank right now, feeling grateful for all the energy and youth that you have right now. It can be as easy as just thank you. This writer I love, Anne Lamott, has just got a new book out called Thank You, Wow. The 3 essential prayers.
I love that. That sums it up.
And yes, and it's so easy and simple to just go to, help me feel good about myself. Thank you for helping me feel good about myself right now. So many of us who are looking to get from point A to point B think we need to spur ourselves by condemning ourselves or putting ourselves down or saying, honey, you've really fallen short there. And we think that spurs us to greater motivation, and it does for a brief time. It's like, oh, I feel so awful. I've got to do something. I've got to take some kind of action just so I can reclaim myself and feel good about myself. But as a consistent motivational force, it falls flat, because as soon as you make a little progress, the motivation goes away. As soon as you've got a safe paycheck, the motivation to bring in more money goes away. As soon as you find someone who moderately accepts you on temporary terms, so as a motivator, it's good as far as it goes, but it will never take you where you want to go. It creates inconsistent results. Doing something because you love what you're doing, connecting with someone because you love how they make you feel about yourself. This is a great way to know whether you're meeting up with a potential partner who's going to be a really good, loving, respectful, supportive partner for you. If you're with them and they make you feel bad about yourself, that's a good signal for you to say, okay, thank you very much. Next.
Right.
It's so tempting, because that's the people-pleasing mode that we get into. If I just do what they say, if I just become who they want, then they'll love me, and we'll be together, and have love, and we'll be happily ever after. It'll be wonderful. And all you're giving up in the process is you. Yeah. It's so essential to realize that what we want from others, we need to be able to give to ourselves first. We really cannot love anybody else until we can love ourselves. We really cannot accept anybody else or accept their acceptance of us until we accept ourselves. We teach other people how to treat us. We teach the universe how to treat us, pretty much with the same kinds of actions. Do you deflect the compliments, appreciations they offer for help? Or do you say, oh, thank you, I love this outfit, I'm glad you like it too. Or, you are so welcome, it was really a pleasure to do this. Or, oh yes, here, this bag is, if you could grab this bag, that would really help me out, thank you. So practicing accepting and receiving in the little ways sets the stage for you to accept and receive in the bigger ways, because the universe like the Course in Miracles tells us, there's no order of difficulty in the order of miracles. It's just as easy to manifest a castle as a button, as the way that Abraham Hicks folks put it. So it's, the universe doesn't really consider of, okay, she's accepting this little good, so now she'll take the big good. It's all good. It's all good to the universe. It is all good to the universe. So if you accept any good, more good will come to you, because you've shown yourself to be an open, receptive channel or vessel through which to receive all the good your higher power wants you to have. The higher power who loves you as a devoted father loves his child, who loves you as a devoted mother loves her child, who only wants the best for you, who only wants you to be happy. Would it be all right to show you how to fall in love with feeling that kind of love toward yourself now?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Thank you. And Mel, I'd really like to shower you with love and appreciation, bringing forth this information and bringing forth these wonderful people.
Thank you. Yes.
Bringing us all together. You are such a blessing in the world, and I truly appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yeah, look at Mel. Here she is receiving that. She's just nodding her head and saying, yes, yes, thank you, that's good.
And it feels really good.
And it feels really good. Yeah, to just open to receive. Eventually we get so exhausted fighting off our good.
And it's so true. Like when we do take little steps, I know in my own life, when I was not taking care of myself and I was living for other people, the minute that I made a conscious choice to basically start depositing into my own love bank, into my own self, even taking 5-10 minutes in the morning or something in the day just for myself that I wasn't doing before, made major shifts. It created the space for more opening, for more good to come, and it only builds on it, because the better it gets, the better it gets.
Better it gets.
It's law. It's impossible for it not to. And so I trust in that, and I'm always looking for the magic. Going, okay, I'm moving and I'm opening, and I know more is coming, and I'm looking for the magic and finding the breadcrumbs, and it's such a fun journey.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's such a joyful thing. I really loved what you said before we began this summit about how you've grown so much from putting together a summit, and how much transformation you've gone through because of the fears that you've encountered and have overcome. So this shows that you have a powerful desire, and to have the oomph, the internal power to go ahead and move ahead with that, even if you're not sure how it's going to work out or whether it's all going to come together. But just go ahead and do it anyway, because it's calling to you. Those are such sacred actions that you take, Mel. And I really honor and appreciate you for that, because whatever comes of this summit, who you become as a result of doing it is the greatest gift of all, to you and to everyone, because in lifting yourself up and transforming and transcending yourself, you lift all of us, because we're all in that collective consciousness. So the rising tide of your consciousness lifts all our boats.
Yes, we are all in that universal consciousness together.
Yes.
Moira, it's been such a pleasure having you on the summit, and I understand that you do have a free gift for people to take advantage of. Would you like to share a little bit about it?
Thank you. Yes, I've got this free meditation. It's an MP3 download, and it's basically how to become a love and money magnet in 25 minutes or less. This is something that you would want if you want lasting love, but you're afraid of getting hurt by opening your heart to love again, or if you want financial freedom, but you're convinced it'll never happen for you. It can happen for other people, but not to you. So you've got strong desires and a strong belief that you can't have what you want, and they're fighting each other, and like Mel was saying, they negate the positive and the negative force. It just goes away, and you've got nothing. So what if you could resolve that inner conflict between wanting and being quite sure you can't have what you want? What if you could just resolve that? Have it vanish in 25 minutes or less. That's what this meditation does. And I really encourage you to give it a try and see how that works for you. It's full of the kinds of processes that we've been doing on this interview. So you'll get a chance to pause something. If something really comes in strongly for you or resonates with you, you can just hit the pause button and just vibrate with it for as long as you want, because it's loaded with transformational healings and insights that may pierce you to the very heart with their truth in a good way that frees you from the prison you've created for yourself. And the more free you get from all those old ideas about yourself, the more you open to your greater yet to be. And I'm so excited to support you in that.
Thank you. I'm so excited to receive that. Well, thank you so much, Moira, for being a part of this summit. Thank you for helping us bridge the gap and help us really tap into beginning to feel worthy about ourselves. Would you like to share any last words of wisdom before we close?
You are the one you have been looking for.
Yes. That's perfect. Thank you so much, Moira.
You are so welcome, my dear Mel. God bless and keep you.
Likewise. Bless you. Take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.